Hi, my name is Carla, and in this series, I'm going to be talking about my book, The Art of Believing Yourself. So, I'm going to be reading some parts of the book and talking about it, giving some explanation about it. This book is about self esteem for someone that wants to find their true voice, that hear themselves, that believe in themselves. Um, when it comes with the conflict between our points of view and our opinions, our choices, and the ones from others, but also the conflict between what we really want and our limiting beliefs. So, we do have a lot going on in ourselves because all the time we are creating new desires, new preference, we're getting new ideas, things that we want to do, things that we want to be, that we want to accomplish, that we want to feel. And there's a lot of baggage that we have in us, things that tell us what we need to be, how we need to behave, what we can and cannot do. And this is what this book talks about. So it has 8 chapters, and each of them is like a chapter on itself, in the sense that it gives a perspective about it. So the first one is Become the Master of Your Thoughts. This book originally had that title, so this book was Become the Master of Your Thoughts. But then I thought this title was better for it. So the second chapter is You Know You Are When Your Energy is Aligned. The third, You Discover the Path to Self-Love Through Self-Care. Fourth, Do Not Allow Doubt to Be Your Master. Fifth, Don't Give Your Power to Naysayers, opponents. Six, when you scream, you hear your pain and you love yourself. And then I talk about 2 energy battles that we live all the time. 7, you will love, even if for that you have to ignore them. 8, you are a powerful creator. Okay, and if you're wondering, yes, no, I'm not an English speaking person. I'm Portuguese, but I do know some English, so I also decided to write my books in English. I already have this book and another one that is The Duality of Emotions and of Life, that I translated to English, and but I also have more books in Portuguese that I already wrote. I'm mostly, like for most of my time, an holistic therapist working with massage therapy, and then that evolved to working with the mind and emotions, because it's all connected. So became also a coach, and writing is really my passion, because I like to teach, and writing is an excellent form of teaching. So my books is not like, I'm not a writer, I'm not expert on writing. I just put on paper what I believe and what I want to teach, and because I think is important for others. So this book, as I was saying, is for self-esteem mostly, because without self-esteem you cannot do anything, okay? Because those limiting beliefs are always going to exist, and others are always going to be interfering, and we don't want to live in a world where only we exist so we can do what we want, right? We have to learn to be ourselves among others and around others, and with others' opinions and with other judgments, and that's how it is, and be okay with it, and be strong enough, emotionally strong enough in ourselves, that we don't get shaken by that we don't, step away, push ourselves back, change our mind, or not even hear ourselves, because so many times we not even hear ourselves and what we really want. We don't hear our heart because we want to avoid that suffering of then not following that. So there's so many desires that we can have, and not even really be aware. because we automatically push it away, push it aside, so we can live the life in a way that we believe or we think we have to. Okay, so I start this book giving a little of explanation about it. So I say that this book is for a being who every day learns to value who they are and everything that is part of them, and with the courage to prioritize themselves in this life and thus express their maximum truth and be happy with themselves and with others. Okay, and this book is intended to be an introduction to or a reminder of simple knowledge about thought, belief, and emotion, as well as how we create our reality. What it takes to achieve an energy that is aligned, strong, and immune to the energy of others, how to assert our personal intentions and create boundaries with others to keep ourselves faithful to us and not be led astray from our personal path, to the awareness of the energy battles that we continually live with the others, and the vital importance to strengthen our self-esteem and personal power. So there's a lot in this book, but it's a short book, it's a small book. Okay, so it's like this. It's simple and easy to read. It can easily be read in a few hours. Although, of course, I recommend to be read with calm and thoughtfulness, and really like be thinking about what is being said, so you can get your own, get your mind going on it and getting a connection with it, because I want it to be simple as possible, and not like going too much deeper, too much into it, because then it gets too heavy, gets too hard to read even. So this can be like an introduction to someone that doesn't really know too much about these things, and also a reminder to someone that already does and maybe get a little bit of knowledge. And but yeah, like they are very short chapters, so in each one I talk about one of those aspects that are connected to our self-esteem and like being able to believe in ourselves, right? Because believing in ourselves is not really a matter of believing in ourselves, is a matter of why we are not believing, right? Because how can we not believe in ourselves? Like someone else, we don't know what the person is thinking, we don't know what the person's intentions are, so we can have doubts, especially if we don't know the person, or if we know that the person tends to not be truthful. So with us, we know we know what we're thinking, we know what our intentions are, and when it comes to ourselves, we know that our intentions are the best ones, right? Nobody wants to harm themselves on purpose, and even if someone is doing that on purpose in some way, is trying to get some benefit, okay, that is in a way is giving a relief of something. Because of course we want the best for ourselves, and so why don't we believe? Why don't we follow that? Why don't we do that? And basically that's what this book mainly talks about, all those things that are connected to all this. It's like a web that limit us, and we can work on that. We can work on ourselves and start putting all that aside and seeing that yes, we can be ourselves, we can believe in ourselves, we can be, do, or have whatever we want.